Is it whimsical of me to make my coffee in a pickle jar? Or is that a little bit too insane? It feels insanely disrespectful to throw this away, but I'm not going to hang this up in my house. It's not really worth anything. I looked it up on eBay, and I bought it at Goodwill for $15. Is this just what artists are doomed to become? I don't know. This is a week of my life, so I'm gonna show you some regular stuff like work and life and whatever, but my main goal this week is to paint that large piece that you just saw me cutting the paper out for. I bought that frame at Goodwill, and I have a spot in my like kind of kitchen secondary dining location. Sorry, it's really windy out here. Maybe I shouldn't film this out here. And I have this photo that I took when my mom and I went to a tea house for my birthday that I just think is a great photo. It feels iconic in my head, like I can't forget about the photo. And I think it would make a really cool large scale painting, and I want to do it in watercolor. I've never really done a very large watercolor painting. This is definitely the largest that I will have attempted, but I have a vision in my head, and it's cool in my head. So that's what I want to focus on this week, is trying to create that while also just living normal life. So yeah, let's go back inside because the humidity out here is horrible and it feels miserable. And also, it's the end of April, like it's barely even May, and I feel like I can't handle the humidity here, so really concerned for what I'm going to be like in summer. Ugh, what is that? Also, I don't have the patience for ticks. Is Oklahoma the Midwest? I don't think I'm built for the Midwest, you guys. I think I'm too soft for it. I don't know if Oklahoma's considered the Midwest, though. Don't hate me if I'm wrong about that. I'm not from here! This is the photo that I'm thinking of. Obviously, I think like composition-wise, I should do a little bit of rearranging. I don't know though, there's just something about it where I just feel like it would be cool. So we're going with it. On Sundays, one of my favorite things to do is when you come home from church for lunch, you have your big dinner. So like whatever you would normally have for dinner, you have it at lunchtime. And then later in the evening, instead of a dinner or like a meal or whatever, you have a snack plate, a Sunday snack plate. I don't know why I love it so much, but I really do. It's like the perfect way to end Sunday. Anyway, so I'm going to have my Sunday snack plate. Good morning. My morning routine is pretty simple. Today's a Monday, so there's a little bit more that I do on Monday to like start the week. But usually I will journal and then I will open my Notion and plan either just the day, if it's, any other day besides Monday. On Monday, I will a little bit plan the week. Not really plan the week. I'll just look at the whole week and like figure out what things are like non-movable and, have to be done on certain days and whatever. And then from there, I plan each day in the morning. Like I don't really, I'm not that strategic about it. So, and I do all of that in Notion and then I will start working. Ooh, also on Monday, I have that's not true. I have a lot of different morning playlists with different types of music that I like to start my morning with. Recently, when I'm making breakfast, I usually will listen to the Pride and Prejudice soundtrack or the holiday soundtrack. And then when I come into my office, I typically, especially on Mondays, I don't really know how to say his name, Burlows. I'm probably butchering it. He's the guy that he describes his music as if Matisse made house music, which is a great description of it. I couldn't describe it better if I tried. Yeah, I love his music on Monday morning for some reason. And then other days, I also have this playlist by John Mark McMillan called Morning Pages from when he was like doing the artist way, I guess, or whatever. He put together this playlist that he used for writing his morning pages, and it's really good. And so I'll listen to that sometimes in the morning too. So those are kind of my go-to morning things. Other times I'll just jump straight into whatever my album fixation is at the time. And every once in a while I'll listen to lo-fi. You really can't nail me down, you know. I'm all over the place. I think I was saying every job feels like work at some point, no matter what. And every job has pros and cons. So you just have to enjoy the pros and deal with the cons. One of the pros of my job is that when I take my breaks, rather than doing a loop around an office park or whatever, I get to go in my backyard and water my plants for a few minutes, or do a loop around my neighborhood with my dog. That's how I get to take my breaks. I was very interested in my new bike. That's a pro. That's a real perk of this job, so I like using that every day. However, those are the social KPIs.
Thank you. Good morning.
It's very cold today. Yesterday the high was like 85 and today I think it's 65. So it's cold, it's very gray and cloudy, and I'm very tired. So I feel like it's gonna be a long day. An update on the piece before I start working. I think it's going okay. I like my details. I'm still pretty frustrated with perspective things. Mostly this teacup back here just looks insane. Honestly, it looks like it's floating. I mean, everything looks a little bit like it's floating because there's no shadow or dimension or anything, but this in particular, I feel like just looks really bad. But I redrew it, I think 4 times last night. So I think my struggle a little bit is that I think I strayed a little bit too much from the reference photo. In the reference photo, everything's a little bit more crowded and just like all clumped together. I definitely strayed away from that with what I did. And then obviously I took things away. Like I didn't paint the second teapot. I don't have this glass over here. That sugar pot I moved over by the little cream thing. I guess I didn't think about that when I was looking at this photo to paint. Honestly, the thing that I thought would be the hardest was doing the like patterns on the china and trying to make the scone look realistic with like the bread texture. I did not think that the perspective of this photo was going to be the challenging part. But now that I look at it, it is really challenging because of the way like our phones take photos and like how they skew it and stuff. And if we're talking about positives, I think the design on the teapot looks incredible. And I also really like, can't really see it here, down here, the doily, just everything on this plate I think looks really good. Things up here, a little bit rough, but that's okay. Lasagna last night for dinner, which means for lunch I get leftover lasagna, which is so exciting. There's truly nothing more wonderful than having a long work day and knowing that you have a great lunch. It's just, it's so uplifting because it's just like, oh, I can get through this. I have a great lunch. I'm so tired right now. I feel like I need to take a nap, but I don't have time for that. Gotta get that work done. Anyways, time for the best part of the day, afternoon coffee. I have an important question. Is it whimsical of me to make my coffee in a pickle jar? Or is that a little bit too insane? Doesn't smell like pickles anymore, so that's 1 point for the pro column. Excuse me? There's an ant on the counter. I never turn the big light on in the kitchen for obvious reasons, but it's so gray and cloudy outside. It's like nighttime, so, and I can't see what I'm doing. You know I'm tired because I put the single shot basket in the portafilter, right? That's what this thing's called. I think that's what it's called. I put the single shot basket in when I'm trying to make a double shot. And I was like, why is the grounds not fitting? It's like it doesn't fit. Good thing I caught it before I pulled the shot. Time for my meeting.